All right, on the clock now, the Lions. Okay, next up, it's the Dolphins on the clock. The Bills on the clock now. What direction will they go? And the Chargers now on the clock. Who do they have their eye on? All right, next up, the Falcons are on the clock. Now we turn to the Eagles. They're on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. And now we turn to the Colts. It's their selection. All right, now on the clock, the Rams. And now on the clock, it's the Cardinals. Now the Seahawks are on the clock. Who do they have their eye on? Okay, here we go. Washington now on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Titans. On the clock now, it's the Packers. And time is ticking. Okay, next up, it's the Broncos on the clock. The Patriots on the clock right now. Let's see who they have their eye on. And the Giants now on the clock. Who do they have their eye on? The Panthers now on the clock. The Saints are now on the clock. On the clock now, the Ravens. On the clock now, the Chiefs. Now we turn to the Steelers. They're on the clock. The Jets now on the clock. Okay, the Bears are on the clock now. The 49ers now on the clock. And now we turn to the Bengals. It's their selection. All right, next up, the Bucs are on the clock. The Cowboys on the clock now. What direction will they go? The Black Knights are now on the clock. It's the Lions now on the clock. The Black Knights are now on the clock. Okay, it's the Lions now on the clock. The Black Knights are now on the clock. The Lions on the clock now. What direction will they go? The Black Knights are now on the clock. The Lions on the clock now. The Black Knights are now on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Buccaneers. The Black Knights are now on the clock. The Bucs on the clock now. Let's see who they have their eye on. Okay, it's the Cowboys now on the clock. The Black Knights are now on the clock. The Falcons on the clock now. Let's see who they have their eye on. The Black Knights are now on the clock.
Welcome to week 1 of the NFL preseason, where the rookies of today hope to become the stars of tomorrow. It's the Packers and the reigning Super Bowl champs, and it comes your way next on Madden NFL 22.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up with the Green Bay Packers. Charles Davis alongside me, and I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, folks, the wait is over. Yes, it's just the preseason, but football is back in your living room.
And I'm excited. I know you are as well. The summer heat feels good on these old bones, especially because we're not putting on pads. We don't have to be out there in that heat running into other people. But I'm glad these guys are. Football is back.
Here's the former Illini kicker Chase McLaughlin to get us started. And off we go to wrap up this Sunday of action. Here's Carter now on the return. And able to get this out to the 25.
Let's go.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And out will come the leader of this offense. And that, of course, is their signal caller.
It's pretty much become the norm when we see guys come out before a game and go through the route tree with their receivers. I thought it was exciting for us to see the exact same thing happen in practice.
He's so meticulous, isn't he?
He really is, and that tells me it's not just a one-time-a-week thing. They work on it all the time, trying to hone that fine edge. They want to see if they can get in sync and stay in sync in this one.
Rivers on first down. He'll fight his man, Laviska Shenault. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. And we see the emphasis early here. Get your star receiver involved, able to do it successfully. Not a bad start to begin with, that's for sure. And to me, this play says, our guy is better than your guys. Because, you know, a player of his stature, he won't just be single covered all game long. It's going to involve multiple people. And right away, they told the other team, guess what? He's just better. First down, Rivers. Buying time to his left. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
As a rookie quarterback, that's exactly how you endear yourself to your teammates. Give it up for the cause. It's also how you end up on the training table, too.
Yeah, it's a catch-22. Coach doesn't like it. Teammates love it. Where do you fall on it?
Well, I fall on wanting to endear yourself to your teammates, but pick your spots. Be smart about it. They need you for the full season.
Yeah, the rookie's going to learn as he goes. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Little glimpse of his athleticism there and what they're going to have to deal with. He can use his legs to dance around back behind the line of scrimmage and beyond the line of scrimmage.
And wouldn't you love to get a copy of their defensive scouting report going into the week? Because that's been stressed the whole time. Keep him bottled up. Keep him in the pocket. But it's the first drive of the game and emotions are running high. Someone forgot that, trying to make a big play, and gave up a bigger one instead.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. First carry for the Clemson man, Travis Etienne. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
He was looking for Watkins that time, and it's 3rd and short. Rivers to throw it. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. There to make the grab. And the Black Knights marching right down the field on their opening drive to take the early lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. 6'4" Jordan Love taking the field for the first time. The 2020 first-round pick from Utah State set to lead Green Bay.
And at the start of Jordan Love's NFL career, he had one of the best seats in the stadium watching Aaron Rodgers work. But now he's looking for more than that. Rocket arm, big play potential. And he wants to show this organization that he's capable of being a dependable starter for the foreseeable future.
A first down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Complete. Richardson has it. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Love going to give this one to Jones. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field.
The Packers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. As they've got it 2nd and 7. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre. He locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Now Jones. Jones in trouble here, and down he goes. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. On now is the Packers punter, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. That's a 48-yard punt with a coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now. Well, normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
Eluding the pressure right. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
The throw on the quick slant going to be complete. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers 14.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
2nd and 5 from the 8. And he'll give it here to his running back. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. Back to throw here. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. ready for the regular season with his second touchdown of the game. And the Black Knights are able to stretch out their lead. Now for the point after. And it's good to make it 14-0. So that drives 7 plays in length. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Takes it at the 7. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. Throwing Jones. Jones in trouble here, and down he goes. The corner blitz pays off there as they sack him for a loss of 5. On now is the Packers punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. London about set to take over on offense. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
He's going to look deep for Watkins. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. They bring their punter out there now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or two. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And it'll be Packer football here, first down and 10. The Packers with a football here late in this first half. Now Jones throwing on first down. And a great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal. They'll certainly have the green light here. So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. To throw again, Jones. His throw incomplete.
And he's missed now in his first 4 passing attempts. The rhythm is just not there to begin this ball game.
Jalen Hurd, the intended receiver, and that'll make it third down. From the gun, Jones. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's fourth down. On now is the Packers punter as he's on to kick it away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. One more go for this offense in the first half. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. 30 seconds remain in this first half as they come up here first and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Flushed out right. And this is caught by Watkins. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield.
That's a nice throw there, and he's obviously feeling pretty good because, remember, he had a touchdown pass on the last drive, and here he comes out throwing again, and they wind up getting good yardage and a first down right out of the gate.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And his throw here's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So now at 3rd and 7, and defensively, it's a dime look, 6 DBs. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Going deep here for Watkins. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good. So we have reached halftime in our first preseason matchup of the year. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay.
Boy, rough crowd. No football for 6 months already. We're skipping halftime. All right, let's get right back to the action. We're set for quarter 3.
And on now to a check on the next-gen stats in that first half for the Packers. And not much went right in those first 2 quarters. You can see the numbers on the ground there. Not a whole lot to write home about so far.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Takes it at the 7, and he returns this to the 22. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Jones. Looking left sideline, incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw. Well, obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Here comes Carter. 44-yard punt, return of 9. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you know, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And over the middle, this is Parker. And down it. 15 he goes.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A 13-yard touchdown run. And the Black Knights are able to extend their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-0. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's capped off by a 13-yard touchdown run. Takes it at the 7. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Off play action. Jones. Jones in trouble here, and down he goes. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down. Another try after the 1st down sack. Jones going to throw right side here. Complete.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back. And now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
I know I'm an old defender, but I've got to give credit where credit's due. That was smart play calling right there on 3rd and 4. They didn't need to do too much. Just let their guy get out there and sit down in the zone. And they hit him for the completion for the 1st down.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. Throwing on 2nd and long. Jones toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn in.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And down inside the 10 at the 9. Welcome back now here in London. 1 remains here on a Sunday night. Now here's a timeout coming on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.